Let's face it, the internet is flooded with self-proclaimed Spanish teachers. They promise fluency in record times, but what they deliver is often far from that. The biggest mistake you can make as a Spanish learner is trusting teachers who don't have any proper qualifications or understanding of the language. These so-called teachers might have a sleek website, flashy ads, and even a massive following. But don't be fooled. Many of them teach incorrect pronunciation, incorrect grammar, or incorrect vocabulary. Their main goal? To sell you expensive courses that do more harm than good. Hola amigos. Welcome to Learn Spanish World with Mr. Briggs, Señor Briggs. I'm a qualified, registered Spanish teacher and I upload videos every week. Today, I'm bringing you a concerning video. Today, I'm bringing you an eye-opening video. Imagine spending months or even years learning Spanish, only to discover that what you've been taught is totally wrong. Unfortunately, this happens more often than you think. Thanks to a growing number of so-called Spanish teachers on YouTube who are leading their audiences astray. In this video, we're going to expose the dangers of following fake Spanish teachers who can't even speak the language themselves. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. With thousands of YouTube channels claiming to teach Spanish, it's easy to fall into the trap of following someone who might not actually know what they're talking about. These teachers can mispronounce. These teachers can mispronounce words, teach you incorrect grammar, and worst of all, lead you down a path that could take you years to correct. And here's the kicker. Many of these videos are 90% in English and are more focused on selling you their courses than actually helping you learn Spanish. Stick around because I'm going to show you how to spot these fakes and what to do instead. First, let's talk about how to identify these fake Spanish teachers. One big red flag is when the majority of their videos are in English. Now, I understand the need to explain certain concepts in English, especially for beginners. But when 90% of the video is in English, with only a few Spanish words thrown in, that's a problem. You're not learning Spanish. You're just listening to someone talk about how to learn Spanish in English. Another sign to watch out for is their pronunciation. If you notice that they're mispronouncing basic Spanish words, that's a huge warning sign. Spanish has a very consistent pronunciation system. So if your teacher is saying something like bailar instead of bailar, or cantar instead of cantar, you should be very concerned. And it's not just about pronunciation. These fake teachers often simplify grammar to the point where it's no longer consistently accurate. They might teach you incorrect verb conjugation or skip important grammar rules entirely, leaving you with a broken version of the language that won't hold up in real conversations. I recently uploaded a video about how one of my friends was taught to ask ¿Cuántos años tienes? Instead of ¿Cuántos años tienes? In short, he was asking people, how many anuses do you have? And he learned by watching Spanish teacher on social media. Now, let's talk about their hidden agenda. Many of these so-called teachers are more interested in selling you the courses or products than actually helping you learn Spanish. They'll lure you in with flashy titles and promises of quick fluency. Learn fast, learn super fast. But what they're really after is your money. They might offer a free YouTube video that barely scratches the surface. They push you to buy their expensive course to get the real content. But here's the truth. If their free content is riddled with errors, do you really want to pay for more of the same? You deserve better than that. Remember, a real Spanish teacher should be committed to your learning and not just their profit. They should be transparent, accurate, and genuinely invested in helping you succeed, not just selling you something. Following these fake teachers, the most obvious one is that you'll end up with poor Spanish skills. You might think you're progressing, but when you try to use the language in real life situations, you'll quickly realize that something's wrong. You'll struggle to be understood, make basic mistakes that could have been avoided, and worst of all, you might lose your confidence in speaking Spanish altogether. And fixing these mistakes can be incredibly difficult and time-consuming. Imagine having to unlearn bad habits and relearn the correct way to speak Spanish. It's frustrating and unnecessary. My friend learned how to say "yeah" as ano instead of año. I cannot tell you how many times he felt embarrassed about it and how difficult it was for him to rectify that mistake. I have actually included the video where I tell his experience in the links in case you want to watch it. And it's not just about the language skills. You're also wasting your time, energy, and potentially a lot of money. Following bad advice from someone who isn't even qualified to teach Spanish can set you back months, if not years, on your language learning journey. Imagine learning incorrect pronunciation, incorrect grammar. So, how do you make sure you're following a real qualified Spanish teacher? Here are a few tips. First, check or request their credentials. Do they have formal education or certification in Spanish? Do they teach Spanish on a regular basis in schools, universities, and so on? Are they a native speaker? Do they speak the language as a native speaker? Or have they lived in a Spanish-speaking country for an extended period of time? These are important indicators of whether they know what they're talking about or they're merely just a person who learned Spanish recently and is using some time to generate income teaching incorrect Spanish to people who cannot differentiate a real Spanish teacher from sometimes a charlatan. Next, listen to their pronunciation and grammar. Does it sound natural? Do they use the language consistently and accurately throughout their videos? If you're hearing mistakes similar to the ones I mentioned at the start of the video, bailar, cantar, that's a really bad sign. Finally, look for transparency and genuine engagement. Real teachers will be honest about the challenges of learning Spanish and won't promise you overnight fluency if you buy their course. They'll offer you clear, actionable advice and encourage you to immerse yourself in the language rather than just relying on their courses, requesting your money. Learning Spanish is amazing. It's truly an amazing journey, but it's crucial to have the right guide. Don't fall for flashy marketing or promises of quick fixes. Learn Spanish super fast. Instead, find teachers who are passionate about the language, who speak it fluently, preferably native speakers, and teachers who are dedicated to helping you succeed. Remember, the right teacher can make all the difference in your language learning experience. I want to hear from you. Have you ever come across a fake Spanish teacher on YouTube? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's help each other avoid these pitfalls. Now, thanks for watching this video, and I extend you a warm invitation to subscribe to my channel. I am a fully accredited, registered, and certified Spanish teacher. I teach in a local high school, and I have several decades of experience. And I can guarantee you, I am a native speaker who has your best interest at heart, and I want to teach you to pronounce and speak proper Spanish. So if you would like to join me in this journey, if you haven't done so yet, I invite you to click the button and subscribe. It's completely free, no charge. I felt I needed to discuss this with you. It's been in my mind for a few years, to be honest, and I sometimes worry. I mentioned to you about my friend who learned to speak Spanish from a fake Spanish teacher on YouTube, and how to this day he struggles saying año instead of ano. If you want to find out that story, that experience, I'll leave the link here at the end of this video, and you can watch and find out the dangers of learning from a fake Spanish teacher. Muy bien, amigos, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to leave your comment. Adiós. Ciao, ciao.